Being scared of being cheated on is a very real fear that a lot of people have. And it doesn't matter if you experienced it in the past before or you've seen somebody else go through it that was really hurtful. Maybe you have this fear and you honestly have no idea where it came from. Whatever the situation is, having this fear of being cheated on rule your life is going to prevent you from loving in the way that you want to experience love. You're going to have trust issues and want to micromanage everything that your partner is doing, try to double check their phone to make sure that they're not texting anybody they shouldn't be. I'm not gonna lie, it can make you act a little crazy if you don't have this fear under control. And the worst thing about living with this fear is that you can blow it out of proportion, where you might even start being paranoid that something is going on, even if it's not. You can have the best partner ever, but you can't see the goodness, and you constantly bring this negative vibe into the relationship because of something that wasn't healed in the past. And so I don't want this to be ruling your life. I don't want this to be in the way of your relationship and the one that you deserve to experience. So I wanted to make this video and talk about it. We're gonna talk about why we have this fear, how to heal it, how to get rid of it, how to move past it, and how to feel like you have more control in your relationship and in your life so that you can enjoy your life, so that you can experience the abundance, the love, the appreciation that you should in a romantic relationship. If you're trying to run away from this fear, you're trying to suppress that you feel it, you're trying to ignore it, it is only going to grow into a bigger problem. And I don't want that for you. So let's deal with it right now. If you find this video helpful, please don't forget to let me know by hitting the thumbs up button. And if you want to see more videos like this one on my channel, please subscribe. So just like you, there was a time in my life where I was very fearful of being cheated on. And I honestly don't know where it came from. Maybe it was from movies or just some kind of like trauma, watching people go through things or growing up and seeing that some people were getting divorced. I honestly don't really know exactly where it came from, but I'm a really big believer in loyalty, especially in romantic relationships. That's one of the things I value most. And I'm assuming that you're like this too, if this fear is part of your journey. Unfortunately or fortunately, the truth is we really have no control in what another person decides to do. And if they have some kind of addiction or insecurity or something that is causing them to want to go outside of the relationship and experience the thrill that they aren't getting in your relationship, this can lead to a lot of hurtful events. But I want to take a back seat from them because honestly, choosing your partner is one thing. You can do your best to pick a partner that you think will be loyal. You can do your best to trust them. Sometimes they might show you that you put too much trust in them, but here's the thing. Here's the truth, the reality that I've come to realize. It really doesn't matter what your partner decides to do. It really doesn't matter what ends up happening. I know, stick with me. I know you want to exit this video right now, but stick with me. Most important thing is that you need to trust yourself. And you need to be your best friend. No matter what your partner may or may not do in the future, you need to be able to have the confidence in yourself that you will have your back, you will be there for yourself. And honestly, I think it's very important to build support systems around yourself. And I'm not just talking about people, but to have support under you so that in the event that something happens, you feel competent to deal with life. There is no cheating-proof system that I can give you that will 100% work. There is no guarantee that I can tell you that by following this, you will 100% never experience your partner cheating. I'm not saying that. But there are things that you can do that will mitigate how you feel anxious about the uncertainty of this thing. There are viewpoints that are going to help you feel like the adult that you are, feel competent, feel confident in yourself and your ability to manage a situation that was unexpected, maybe even undesirable, but it happens because life happens. I'm not saying that you should prepare for your partner cheating on you. I really hope that you experience love in your relationship. I really hope that you experience the fulfillment that you want to, and you never have to deal with something hurtful like this. But if you leave this wound uncovered and unhealed, it has a way of festering and manifesting itself into your life in little subtle ways, because whatever you fear, you give power to. And so the focus of this video is to really help you regain that power back, put your faith in yourself, instead of believing that all things outside of you are out of your control, you have no idea what's going to happen next, and life is just a bumpy ride. Hopefully you don't get stuck with something that you didn't like that somebody else had to experience. So if you experience fear because you had a past experience where your partner did cheat on you, or you found something that was really hurtful on their phone, or something like that, if you had some kind of really negative, really hurtful experience that may not even be yours, but you had to witness, you need to do the healing work around that and realize that everybody is on their own journey. Even if you had a partner that was like that, it really has nothing to do with you. And to allow them to take accountability for what they did. You walked away from that relationship, hopefully with your dignity, because you're somebody who respects yourself, your time, and you are loyal, so you expect that from others. If your partner didn't value that about you, if they decided to go off and do something shady, that is on them. Let them deal with that, because everyone will reap what they sow. So believe in that. Make sure that there's a separation between the experience and your own identity about yourself, because those things are not related. That is one of the hardest things to do, because you might not believe yourself for a while, but if you keep thinking the same thought over and over and over again, eventually you will have belief built around it, and it will be like second nature to you. You'll be thinking, yeah, I mean, this is just natural, just like I know that the sky is blue. So keep telling yourself that, even if you might not believe it. And every time you have hurt emotions come up with the memory, try to think about letting it go. Try to say that, yeah, I had to have this experience for some reason, but good comes out of it. Good came out of it for me. And even though it was something hurtful, I realized that I wasn't picking myself. I realized that I wasn't stable financially to leave that relationship. I realized that I was so emotionally dependent on this person that I totally dissolved myself into them. Maybe I was too convenient in that relationship, and so my partner thought I was never gonna go anywhere and decided to go have a double life. I don't know. I don't know your specific situation, but you do, and that's all that matters. So tell yourself a different story about what happened in the past, and make sure that you highlight the good that has come out of it. This leads me into the next thing that I want to talk about, is feeling like your whole world is going to crash down if your partner cheats. To be honest with you, I know that it's really hard, because if you pick a person and you're trying to build a life with them, you're trying to build a legacy, a family, I don't know, whatever your goal is with that person, those are all very wonderful things. You deserve to experience life with somebody, to share the memories, to love your life together. But if you're investing into this relationship and you kind of lose your own identity, and you feel like your entire personality is your partner or your relationship, you're missing out on a lot, because there are so many beautiful things about you and unique things about you that have nothing to do with your relationship, that have nothing to do with your partner. And if you're not growing in them, if you're not experiencing new things, if you're not investing time into that, of course you're going to fear losing the one thing you know, which is your relationship, which is your partner, which is your comfort zone, because you've been together for so long. So never forget about yourself. I know that what I'm telling you is so much easier said than done, but believe me, as somebody who has gone through the emotional roller coaster, who has watched people go through experiences that were very unpleasant, really heartbreaking, where their entire world just flipped upside down because of something their partner did, I've watched that. So I get it. I totally understand how you feel if you fear this. So take preventative measures. Just like you do with your health, just like you do with other areas of your life, with your car or your home or whatever else, you need to maintain it. You need to make sure that, you have oil in your car. You need to make sure that you're filling it up. With your home, you need to make sure that you're cleaning your fridge out so that nothing moldy or bad is growing in there. You need to make sure that you're taking care of your body so that you are getting adequate sleep, so that you are managing your stress. You need to make sure that you're taking a shower daily and doing your laundry, doing all that stuff. You should do the same thing in your relationship. So think about it. If the worst case scenario happened, your partner cheated on you, your entire life was broken, what would make you feel like you didn't absolutely lose everything? One thing that comes to mind for me is having personal finances, security in that way, because we all know that to live, to exist, to do our daily things, you need money. So don't leave yourself high and dry. Don't leave yourself in a vulnerable position where you 100% rely on your partner to help you and finance you and pay for everything and all of that stuff. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a provider, because my husband is a provider, but you need to make sure that you are taking care of yourself on a financial level and your other basic needs to walk away from that situation with dignity. This also really helps with the power dynamic, because there's a power dynamic in every situation and every relationship that you might not be consciously aware of, but subconsciously you are. So the person that has more freedom with their time, more freedom with the finances, less things that they need to invest into the family, into your home, into the relationship, that person always has more power. The person that has more to lose in the relationship, if the relationship were to go south, is already dependent on their partner. And if you feel a lot of fear with your partner cheating on you, most likely you have a disbalance in this area. So what can you do to fix it? Make sure that you raise your value. Make sure that you're not just being a good girl, being so useful and so helpful and so comforting that you forget about yourself. Make sure that you are taking proper care of you in the relationship, so that if things were to go south, if the ground under you just all of a sudden collapsed and your world was flipped upside down, you are in the best possible situation to handle the problem. Understand that being scared of being cheated on is ultimately you feeling incompetent and unconfident in dealing with the situation. So build the foundation, build legs of stability for yourself to help yourself, to make yourself feel safe. Build the cushions that you need, and make sure that you're meeting all of your own basic needs separately from your partner. I'm going to create a course very shortly that is going to help you start growing those pillars of strength, so that you can be a wholesome person. And if you want to be part of this course, if you want to be one of the founding members in creating this course and working with me to make sure that everything is working well for you and you get the best results possible, please comment "I'm in the comments so that I know to reach out to you. Thank you so much for watching. I want to wish you all of the love in your love life, and I'll see you guys in my next video.